So, this movie is often called the worst Best Picture winner ever. Is it? Let's find out.
I tell you what you need to know. Who am I? I'm Adam Timmo.
So, Crash. Or, as I like to call it, crap. That should tell you all you need to know about my thoughts of this movie. So, let me start with what I liked. There isn't a huge amount. Some of the acting is okay, especially Matt Dillon in this movie. That's the best I got with the acting. Some of the editing is actually great. Also, the music and the themes for this movie are pretty good. And most of all, this movie has some great ideas in it. Now I get to the problems. I have a lot to say. Like I said, some of the acting is okay. Some of the acting is also outright terrible. The worst people in this movie in terms of acting are Sandra Bullock, who I usually really like, and Brendan Fraser. What kind of characters are they playing? They're just so over the top all of the time. The direction for this movie is not that good. There's not a single shot in this movie that really caught my eye that much. It's all just pretty generic and nothing really that special. Also, this movie is incredibly pretentious. It just thinks of itself as this truly amazing masterpiece, and so it never actually uses anything of actual substance. I mean, there are so many ideas in Crash that are hardly ever explored, and so you just kind of look at them and say, why did you have them in there? You could have just developed these utter ideas instead, but instead they have so many different ideas in there that none of them get any development. All of the emotional scenes feel so forced. It just never feels natural. So, the main problem with this movie is the script. It is terribly written in terms of story and dialogue. I hated it. I won't just say this is the worst Best Picture winning movie I've ever seen. This is the worst movie I've ever seen that was nominated. Like, why would you nominate this movie? I mean, not only did it win over Good Night and Good Luck, Munich, Capote, and Brokeback Mountain, which should have won, by the way, but it was also nominated over better films such as Walk the Line or Batman Begins. So even though there are a few things that are okay, overall I think this movie is about as overrated as it gets credit for. This movie is terrible. And so I'm going to have to give it a 2.5 out of 10. And may I remind you, this movie won the Oscar for Best Freaking Picture! Oh yeah, and it also won for Best Original Screenplay, because it was so deserving. So those are my thoughts on Crash. So if you like this video, please subscribe and join the team.